Hi, it's Jay Height here at Shepherd Community, and we've had some technology issues, and so we apologize coming to you a little bit later, but we still have an important message. We're celebrating 35 years of Shepherd Community. What a privilege it is to look back and see all that has happened and all that God has done in 35 years. 35 years ago this Saturday, a Thanksgiving meal was started, what is now today, where hundreds of folks are being impacted. Whether it's in our learning and helping kids in the school and out of school, in our e-learning pods, whether it's in our family support and our new jobs programs, whether it's with food. And this Sunday, over 400 families will get Thanksgiving meals delivered to them so that they could celebrate with their family in a true COVID-safe way. Whether it's our way of connecting to folks with the social distancing and understanding the challenges that comes. We don't want folks to be isolated. We want to connect with them, and we are. And then medically, getting help to our neighbors, the flu shot clinic, all these things are happening, and it started with a simple Thanksgiving meal. Well, it was great. We recently hosted the founder of Shepherd, Dean Coles, and he was here to share, and you're going to hear from him in just a moment. I want you to know the same vision that took a Thanksgiving meal 35 years later is the same vision that is enabling us to move forward to break the cycle of poverty. Let's take a few moments to hear from Dean.
Hi, I'm Dean Coles, and started ministry in 1984 here in Indianapolis, actually. I was in seminary, and I just got married. Reverend J.K. Warwick was our pastor. He invited me on his staff as a singles evangelism pastor. I was excited to have my first real job in ministry with him. We were at a staff meeting, and he just said, hey, guys, we do a lot for foreign missions. We give offerings, faith promise. But, you know, we really don't do much right here in Indianapolis for the poor. We should do a Thanksgiving dinner. So I'd had a summer learning about compassionate ministry, and I'd taken classes in seminary. And so when he said that, that really touched my heart. I, volunteered. Basically, we knocked on doors for about a week before Thanksgiving. A couple of volunteers from Westside Church, and we didn't know what to expect. But we had a lot of turkeys that were brought in. The lay people from Westside brought their turkeys and the trimming and all of those things because there was no kitchen at that church. So we brought it in vans, and lo and behold, 300 people showed up. That's kind of the genesis of Shepherd from the very beginning. Bring the best you have. If it's little, God will bless it and multiply it. And sure enough, as you can tell, 35 years later, that was kind of just the genesis of it. Not anything planned, not any big dramatic strategic idea. Just feed the poor. That's what Jesus wants us to do. The lay people of Westside Church of Nazarene, the volunteers, they were excited. They had never really done this before themselves, personally, giving themselves and giving their food and time. And so they said, well, okay, Pastor Dean, Pastor JK, what's next? And we were like, that's it, guys. We did our thing for Jesus. Everybody happy? It was the lay people. It was the congregation that said this passion that they experienced serving people, loving people, greeting people that they'd never met before. And they're the ones that said, no, we have to do more. You know, compassion is a lifestyle, and it should be continual. And so the lay people said, let's do something else. Christmas is around the corner. Let's come back and do a Christmas party. And lo and behold, 500 people showed up for that first Christmas party. And so that was when the Lord began to touch my wife and I's heart about, wow, this is a need that has to go on. It just can't be a holiday celebration or a Thanksgiving meal. This really is a need that's year-round. And so you really can't start programs until you have people that have the gifts and talents. So I would go around to churches and I'd share this vision, this 2-page kind of manifesto, if you will, mandate of helping the poor. And we asked the people in the congregation, would you go down with Cheryl and Dean for 3 months? It was a commitment we asked people to give. And 12 people signed up to come be our volunteers. And some of them are still here. Summer, of course, as soon as we were done with the springtime and kids got out of school, immediately we had all these kids flocking to our place. They had no place to go. So we just started summer programming and summer camps, and we found volunteers, and then we hired summer staff, and then we had kids from Olivet come down, and it just started blossoming. So I don't really think we had that many strategic plans, honestly. It just kind of just exploded. So I think that's important, that you don't just think you know the answer. You need to understand what the people that in your community need. You need to ask the community, what are the felt needs of those you're serving? And that's always been Jay's heart too. He knows the community, he knows the people, and they talk about it. I think that's been the part of the genius behind Shepherd, is that it's always focused on the community needs, on what is going to impact this community, what is going to help this community here on the Near East Side. And then God has blessed it, and you see what we have now. So that's the bottom line, is the church, teaching to fish. We give a fish, we teach people to fish, but then we lead them to Jesus Christ, and then, as Shepherd has done, we not only give them a fish, teach them to fish, but help them own their own pond. So it's pretty exciting to see 35 years later what God has done. Well, as the ministry kept growing and we kept adding staff, I realized for me personally that I was over my head. I couldn't do it all. So I prayed, Lord, I need some young guy to help me out. And I heard about this guy, Jay Hyde, who just come out of college, and he had a heart for ministry. He was working in a ministry over in Cincinnati. And so he and Jane prayed about it, and they joined us on staff a few years after we started. And wow, right away, I just knew Jay had all the talents, all the gifts, all the graces, the heart of a pastor, but the mind of a strategic organizer. And several years later, the board put him in charge of the ministry. But this room, this sanctuary, is what motivates Jay, and he would say the same thing here. And it's what motivated us when we first started. It comes back to the community of Christ, the body of Christ, serving one another, serving needs. And so I'm just like, every time I come back, I go, wow, there's new things happening, and there's new stories to tell. There's new partnerships, both in the city and even across the country. At the heart of Shepherd's effectiveness and its efficiency and its programming is this building that I'm sitting in, the church. And I think that's still critical to the genesis, to the DNA of this place. It's a community of faith. And without faith, without a change of heart, you can do all you want in programming and education stuff, but it starts at the heart. We're in this together. They're not just hired, they're not just social workers, or they're not just government programs. We're a community. That's why it's called Shepherd Community. And we're here to love one another, shepherd one another, help one another, all sizes, all races, all creeds, just being the body of Christ together, and it works. And I think for Shepherd Community, the work's never done, brick by brick, block by block, person by person, child by child. It will continue to go on for another 35 years.
We have a lot to be thankful for. It is Thanksgiving, and we want to be people of gratitude, right? Each day I want to be thankful, and so this Thanksgiving I just want to list some things I'm thankful for. Thankful for my wife. 32 years she puts up with me, and I am blessed, and I'm thankful that she's my wife. My 6 kids, my son Jeremy and his wife Ritu, and my daughter Jenna and her husband Edsa, and my daughter Jill and her husband Ryan. I'm blessed. I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for the grandkids. Zane and Ruby, Clayton, Peyton, and Travis, and Noah. I love them, and I have so much to be thankful for. I'm also thankful for my colleagues at Shepherd Community. It's a privilege to serve alongside these amazingly talented folks who are answering a call to care for our neighborhood. I'm blessed by them. I'm blessed by the heritage I have that my parents bestowed upon my brothers and I. I'm privileged to have great brothers and sister-in-laws. I have much to be thankful for. And so in this Thanksgiving season, will you take a moment to express your gratitude? Maybe write it down or type it on your phone and say, these are the things that I have to be thankful for. I'm a very blessed person amidst a year of craziness with COVID. I'm also privileged to have and be able to serve at Shepherd Community. What a heritage of 35 years. We have much to be thankful for, but there's much more work to be done. And we're on the road to recovery. Won't you join us?